love biscuits, biscuits, biscuits.
Hey guys, welcome back to Face Oven. So today on Face Oven, we are going to make something that I'm going to dedicate to my oldest son. So about him, he tells me to add chocolate chips to everything. So recently we had some guests over and they are originally from Korea by way of Australia. And I made what we call in America biscuits. And I put them on the table and she was like, "What are these?" And I said, "Biscuits." She said, "Those are biscuits? As big as they are? Those are like scones." I'm doing a terrible accent, but this is what she told me. She said, "Those are like scones." So in other countries, I'm learning and I love it, but biscuits, what we call biscuits, we like thick biscuits in America. They have them, they're usually flat, like flat biscuits in other countries like Australia. So I'm gonna call these biscuit, AKA scones, because they have chocolate chips. And I added a little bit more sugar to the recipe, not a lot, but just to make them biscuit scone, chocolate chip biscuit scones. Anyway, totally experimental, but came out totally wonderful. So I'm so happy that my oldest son was like, "Mom, when you gonna add chocolate chips to biscuits?" I decided to do so and it came out great, and I have made this recipe several times. Anyway, I hope you guys try this recipe. Don't forget to share your gift, share it with the world, and use it for God's glory. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to Face Oven. And try this recipe and comment down below. And don't forget to look in the description box down below for all measurements, ingredients, and other recipes and adventures on Face Oven. God bless y'all. Try this one. And let's begin. Let's make our buttermilk, you guys, because who keeps buttermilk at home? We're gonna start off with a tablespoon of vinegar, white vinegar. And then we're going to, don't pay attention to the fact that I just spilled my milk, but we're gonna add a cup of milk on top of that white vinegar, and we're gonna set it to the side to let her curdle so we get our buttermilk. And then we're gonna start off with about 2 cups, 2 to 2.5 cups, it's up to you guys, of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and then 3 tablespoons of white sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. Let's mix all of our dry ingredients together. Yes, sir. And then we're gonna get our cold butter. It's like butter, baby. We're gonna get our cold butter out, and we're going to add about 6 or 7 tablespoons of cold butter. Now, if you guys have a pastry cutter, you can use your pastry cutter, but I always use my hands just to break up that butter within that flour to get her mixed in very well. If you guys want to use cubes, you can use cubes, or you can just slice your butter up just like I did. Then I decided to add a 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. I had a couple of milk chocolate chips also, but semi-sweet chocolate chips for this recipe is amazing for our scone biscuits. Then we're going to go ahead and add our wet ingredients, which is our buttermilk, to our dry ingredients and get that mixed in really as well as you can until, yeah, your spatula breaks. I was so annoyed, you guys. You don't know how many spatulas have broken on me out here in Turkey. Help me find a really good one, guys. So then I got my mat out. I floured my mat. My dough at this point is extremely sticky, which is wonderful. Whenever I make biscuits or scone, I want my dough to be sticky. And then I just add a little bit of flour to it, and I fold and I fold and I fold again. And then once I fold a couple of times, I'm going to, because I don't want to knead it too much because we want to get those juicy biscuit scones, but I'm going to flatten her out just a bit. And then here's my skillet, you guys. I buttered my skillet so that as soon as I cut my biscuit scones into with my cup, I can't find a cookie cutter, you guys. If you guys can find a cookie cutter, send it to me, please. But I use this cup every single time to cut up my scone biscuits, and I add them to my skillet. Now, my oven is preheated to 425 degrees, guys. Preheat your oven to 425, or I believe it's like 207 Celsius and 425 Fahrenheit. So the leftover dough that I have, you guys, I like to ball it up like that to make sure all the little spaces are filled in within my skillet. And then from there, I have extra dough, but I'm going to add my biscuit scones to the oven for about 11 minutes. 11 minutes, guys. They cook pretty fast. This is why I love this recipe so much. It's the same for the regular biscuits, the plain biscuits. 11 minutes. It's so easy. So this is the rest of my dough, and I get about 10 more biscuits, scones, with this leftover dough. I'm just showing you guys that I got quite a few. This is such a great recipe. So from there, my biscuits are done. And am I going to butter them? Absolutely. So I get a piece of butter and I go ahead and butter those biscuit scones, and I watch our family devour these guys. Really quick. He's so ridiculous. Titus, come on. Just say hey. Hey. Okay, bye. So don't forget to try the other biscuit recipes. I have a biscuit recipe that's on my shorts, and I have a couple of other biscuit recipes on Faith's Oven. Try those recipes if you just want plain biscuits. But if you want to try something new, try this recipe. Let's go.